What's going on, guys? I am back out here. I haven't flown in about 2.5 weeks, so I just warmed up. What I'm gonna do now is practice a trick that I saw a pilot called Hi-Fly FPV do. He did this pretty much perfectly. As you can see right here, it's basically a juicy flick forward. He does a full 360 flip, but he ends up upside down, and then he pitches forward really fast to recover. Obviously, what he does at the end there to come back up to the tree is just a personal taste, and he ended up in the perfect spot to do something like that. But I really want to go over this trick. Sometimes I also see Wild Willie do it, but he kind of does it a little bit slower and higher off the ground. But yeah, I haven't flown in a while. This is kind of a new trick that I want to practice, kind of go over with you guys. I'm learning it at the same time you guys are. Here's a few tips on how to kind of do it, and let's give it a go. And real quick, just before we get into it, you have the quad here. It's going to do a juicy flick forward. You're going to do a full 360 roll so that you end up back upside down. While you do that roll, you need to have throttled up just before it, and then you're going to do a half pitch forward to end up continuing in the same direction. So for this trick, you need to already be comfortable doing a juicy flick. That's a given. Okay, so you need to be able to do that. Okay, you also need to be able to do kind of go up in the air and be comfortable doing something like that, where you separate your roll from your throttle, where you're comfortable knowing when you're flat and can throttle back up. Just like that, okay? Just keeping the roll nice and steady and just being able to keep yourself above the ground. Okay, that'll help you get familiar with your roll rates and separate your throttle from your roll. Last part you need to practice before you do this trick is doing half front flips, okay? So, just like that. Okay? Practice doing those and get comfortable with that. Now, we're gonna master doing all three at the same time, back to back. Okay, so the first part we'll do a juicy flick, and we're just gonna kind of throttle back up and kind of end up sideways, just like that. And the reason I'm doing that is so you get used to throttling back up and continuing the motion of that roll, okay? Just like that. Okay, so let's try it again. Throttle up, juicy flick, and throttle up. And almost try and pretend you're gonna keep rolling. Okay, just like that. That is gonna help me as well as you get used to throttling up and getting the view and the goggles of continuing the roll. So now this last part is the most difficult part, right? Because what's gonna happen is after you do the juicy flick, you're gonna need to throttle yourself back up so that you don't hit the ground, but you can continue rolling. Okay, so once you've mastered that and you kind of end up comfortable throttling yourself back up, you're going to want to get used to continuing the roll and doing a quick flip. Okay, get used to seeing yourself upside down and then flicking forward, because that's essentially what it's going to be. Upside down, flick forward. So upside down, flick forward. Again, upside down, flick forward. The only difference between doing it like that and doing it after the juicy flick is that you will technically end up facing the same direction you were initially going in. Okay? So get used to seeing yourself do that. And now, we're gonna try and connect all of the dots together. It's gonna be extremely hard and you're gonna crash a lot, but just keep practicing it, okay? So get some speed, flick, and end up forward. Okay, that wasn't exactly smooth. I'm still learning this trick with you guys, and I haven't flown in quite some time. But that's essentially how you do the trick. And once you master it, you could do it extremely close to the ground. Just kind of like that, basically. Let's try it again. Close to the ground. Yeah, I'm still warming up, guys, but that's essentially how you do this trick. All right, so once again, just practice your typical Josue flick. Get used to throttling yourself up and being sideways like that. It'll kind of get your brain used to wanting to be upside down. Get used to going upside down and flicking forward. The more flat you are upside down, the better it's going to end up, because now when you flick forward, you'll still be flat, okay? See, I wasn't perfectly flat upside down, but just keep practicing that. Get your brain used to being upside down for a hot second, and you will eventually get this trick. And this battery is toast.